they don't know where to turn or who to turn to, what would you say to that, Tom?
I would say everything you get in your mailbox, put it in a file, and you can use that as kindling or to start your bonfire. But yeah, don't be confused by the clutter, because clutter, and you ever go to a restaurant and there's 1,000 different choices? It's much easier to eat at a restaurant where there's maybe 10. So Gary and I and our wonderful staff and team, we're able to help narrow down the plans and the options based on your needs, wants, desires, and budget.
And there was a couple who were traveling internationally, and they never got their Medicare A and B. Never got their Medicare A and B. Now they're 68. Now they're coming back to the United States. Guess what they're going to have to deal with?
Well, there may be some penalties involved. And
yes,
some
there will be.
Of getting,
yes, there will be.
And the timing. Sometimes you can't just
That's
pick
right.
up the phone and Social Security, I want my A and B. Sometimes there's rules, or there are rules, about when you can actually apply for those.
Yep. And coming off of a group plan, we get a lot of people saying, what should I do? Should I stay on my group plan? I enroll in Medicare. Well, let's do a CBA.
It depends.
A cost benefit analysis, right? So let's find out what you're paying on your plan.
Hey, Joe, is this really you?
Is what the maximum.
Yes, Greg. How are you?
Networks, and it might make sense for you to stay, or it may make sense for you to enroll.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Where are you?
I'm with One Blood now.
You're what?
One Blood.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
One Blood.
One
Blood.
what?
BLOOD. Blood.
Oh, One Blood. Oh,
Yes.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the big red bus.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. How are you and Carol doing?
I'm doing okay. We're doing
Good.
fine. Yeah.
Good.
So how long you been there?
Since August, so almost a year.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'm account rep, and it's different, but I like it. It's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm at a care environment, which was getting crazy, and so I'm doing okay. It's kind of where I just go out on the road and ask people to sign up to do blood drives.
That's great.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
Good
it's
stuff.
nice. It's a nice thing. So I'm glad to hear from you. Glad that you're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, now, are you doing the show with Jack or just you?
No, he's supposed to be there. I hope. I didn't know I was. I'm not doing it alone.
Okay. All right. Let me see.
My understanding was he was there.
Hold on a sec. There's something in the waiting room. It just says PM something. I don't know what that is. Is that Pam maybe? Or Pat? Yeah, it's probably Pat Miles is my guess.
Okay.
She's muted. I'll keep working on this. I got to get us into CBS News.
There she is.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. So you're doing the show with Joe?
Yes.
Hey,
Cool.
Pat,
Hey, Joe. We
how
don't
are
see you.
what do I got to do to get you to see me?
There should be a video button.
Oh, wait,
Turn your camera on, Joe.
Yeah.
that might help, huh?
I know it's a scary proposition because you'll probably break the equipment.
It says it's unable to detect the camera. So what do I do?
You don't have a camera?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, there's a camera in here.
It should say video.
It Says start
Taliban
video.
rule.
Yes,
CBS's
click on-
Deborah Rodriguez says with money and food in
Click
short
on that.
supply, some are selling kidneys as a last resort.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting one family took their 15-year-old son to a hospital, but didn't tell him why. Doctors placed the child under anesthesia and removed his organ. The price they sold it for, $4,500, just enough to cover the amount they'd borrowed to pay their expenses.
The lawyers for Patrick Lyoya's family say an independent autopsy indicates the black man was fatally shot in the back of the head by a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan, while face down on the ground earlier this month. Parts of the nation's midsection got snow, not to be left out. Big sections of the Northeast now digging out today. The Weather Channel's Jim Cantori says swaths of New York and Pennsylvania got buried under more than a foot.
Some of these areas that have gotten the big amounts, we're going to top out at about 18 before all is said and done. More to come today. Snow showers all the way down through West Virginia before things begin to pull that out and we get back to where we should be tomorrow.
Well, the National Teacher of the Year is Kurt Russell, a high school history teacher in Oberlin, Ohio. He spoke exclusively with CBS Mornings.
It's my responsibility to provide my students with a holistic opportunity to learn.
One student says Russell is active and expressive in the classroom. The selection is made each year by the Council of Chief State School Officers. Wall Street, the Dow is up 340 points. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Lockheed Martin understands what it takes to accomplish critical missions around the globe. They know it begins with long-standing partnerships rooted in expertise, interoperability, and trust. The most critical missions call for the F-35. It is essential to Allied air power. Across the growing community of F-35 nations, the need for alliance-based deterrence against evolving threats is stronger than ever. Lockheed Martin, your mission is ours.
Honda is calling all explorers to check out the Pioneer 1000 side-by-side lineup. Each model sports a best-in-class 999cc engine, Honda's exclusive automatic dual-clutch transmission, plus a massive towing capacity, stellar handling, and legendary build quality. Start your adventure at pioneer.honda.com and discover which model is right for you. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear protection, always wear a seatbelt, and keep side nets and doors closed. Side-by-sides are for drivers 16 years of age and older.
Florida lawmakers are debating the state's new congressional redistricting map, but control now rests with the governor.
Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has drawn his own map after rejecting a bipartisan proposal weeks ago. One Democratic lawmaker says there will be repercussions for Republicans who don't support it.
The governor has threatened to primary Republican lawmakers that vote against this map.
State Senator Randolph Bracey is also a congressional candidate. He says DeSantis is trying to win support for a possible presidential bid by creating 4 districts that would be slam dunk wins for Republicans. His spokeswoman says he won't respond to, quote, unsubstantiated allegations from partisan critics. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
The New York Times has named Joseph Kahn its new executive editor. He's been managing editor at the paper since 2016. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
WPTV's First Alert Weather on WPSL is brought to you by Seacoast Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1982. Online at seacoastair.com. Now with a look at our forecast, here's meteorologist Steve Villanueva.
Hey there, everyone. Steve Villanueva here. Expect some stormy conditions as we head into the evening commute. Thunderstorms are expected to develop between 4 and 8 p.m. and the storms could be strong to potentially severe. So do watch out for that. Damaging winds, flooding rain, some hail, lightning, all possible with these storms. A cold front then moves through overnight, and behind it, we're going to see very pleasant weather for the rest of the week. Lower humidity, lots of sunshine, daytime highs in the lower 80s, overnight lows in the 60s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Steve Villanueva for WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
It's that time of the year again for IRSC summer camps. Men's basketball features 5 sessions from mid-June to the end of the month. Women's basketball begins June 9th and the 20th of June. Volleyball will begin July 25th through the end of July. Outdoors, softball kicks off June 6th, baseball June 13th through July, swimming sessions begin June 6th. It's time to go camping at IRSC. Check out the IRSC Athletic website for more information. Discover a luxurious lifestyle. Discover Harbor Place in Port St. Lucie, offering the finest in independent and assisted living. Do you want to spend your golden years maintaining a home, cleaning a house? Not at Harbor Place. The experienced staff at Harbor Place takes care of everything so you can enjoy all that the community has to offer. Call 772-337-4330 for a tour of the gem of senior living on the Treasure Coast. Are you or your parents swimmers? Enjoy the beautiful outdoor pool. After your swim, enjoy fine dining with your friends. And don't forget to explore the Treasure Coast, from hiking trails to numerous golf courses. Active seniors enjoy Harbor Place. You can join them too. 337-4330. Harbor Place, and welcome home.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
It's 11:07 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast. And you are on Never Alone from Harbor Place. And the woman who runs everything, Miss Pat Miles, is with us. Hello, Pat. How are you?
Hello, Greg. How are you? I'm fine, thanks.
Fine. Yeah, that's it. Jack is out gallivanting again, right?
No, he's has a lot of conference calls.
Yeah, that's the way business goes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Moving. Yeah. So you've got all sorts of great things happening at Harbor Place.
Yes, we do. We have a busy week this week. Our guest today, Mr. Joseph DiCarlo, is hosting one of our events on Thursday, and I'll let Joe talk about that.
Oh, great. Well, Joe has always been good to needle people. Right. How are you, Joe? Welcome back to WPSL.
Good morning. I'm doing great, and I hope you guys are doing good too.
Yeah, we are. We are. Well, we're a little bit better now that you're back on the air. So,
I missed it.
What are you up to, man?
Well, I'm over at One Blood, which is better known in the community as the Big Red Bus, and I'm account rep with it, and it's great. I love it. And as Pat said, we're going over to Harbor Place on Thursday, and we're going to bring the bus over there. We're going to host a blood drive, and hopefully get some donors to donate for us.
That sounds great. How are blood donations now with COVID? Hopefully in the rear view mirror.
Yeah, during COVID, it was low. We were probably in critical stages, and even towards the beginning of this year, it was we were still kind of low, and we're picking up. It's not to where we'd like it to be, but we're probably about 15 to 20% less than where we normally are. It has a lot to do with COVID. It has a lot to do with the current environment. A lot of what happens is we do these blood drives, and with the situation in Ukraine, some of our blood's going over there. So it's getting used up pretty good. But we still have regular people, and we have new people. Thanks to Pat with hosting the blood drive on Thursday, that'll help. Any place that we can go, and as we like to say, park our bus and get donors is a huge help to us.
You know, I think I saw you in the parking lot in St. Lucie West a couple weeks back. So yeah, that Big Red Bus is busy.
Yes, the company itself has over 250 red buses in the whole company. and we run them every day. The only day that we don't run them is Christmas, and we have to because the blood demand is so huge, and it's I didn't know this till I started working here, but 1 in 3 people actually will need a blood transfusion in their lifetime, and every 2 seconds somebody gets a blood transfusion in the country. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
a staggering number.
yeah, so it's just continuous, because the blood only has, the whole blood that only has a 7-day shelf life too. So it's just constant. And we've been able to keep up, not to where we want to be, but we've never gone to where we had to say no to a hospital. So that's really cool. It's nice.
So now, are you throughout the state of Florida?
We from Key West all the way up to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. We just actually started up there probably about a year or so ago, and we do everything. We have the buses out. We do platelets. We collect platelets donations, which are big for the cancer people. We do plasma, which are good for the, not good, but used for the burn people. And then, of course, the whole blood. The whole blood unit, we can spread out to three transfusions per unit of whole blood that we collect. So it's kind of neat. And like I said, I keep saying it, but we do well. We're able to keep up. We service about 250 hospitals. From Keys to North Carolina.
If somebody has a real rare blood type, can they donate blood?
Absolutely. Anybody can donate as long as when they come on the bus or if they go to one of our donation centers, we do a little mini physical. We check their pulse, we check their blood pressure, we check their temperature, and the main thing is we check their iron level. And then if they pass that little mini physical, then they have to answer 51 questions, believe it or not. And this is all regulated by the FDA, and we're very strict with it. If any of those questions, they answer it on a tablet, then we plug it into the computer on the bus, and then the computer tells us that no, because of, they don't tell us what question we're not allowed to know. They just say no, unable to donate. And there's so many, like I said, there's 51 reasons that could kick out that donor to not be able to donate. Besides the mini physical, their pulse is too high, if their blood pressure is out of whack, and then if their iron, of course, is too low, we can't do it. So that's why when we go to these draws, we say we like to collect 10 to 15 units. That means we like to put 20 to 22, 23 people on the bus, because we do get, we call them deferrals. So it's just that way.
And can somebody donate blood regularly, or how does that happen?
Well, good question. The whole blood, which is the big red bus, again, they can do every 56 days. And then we have this other thing that we were able to do on a bus. We have a machine and we call it double red cells. And they can actually take out double the red cells from the blood. So we're getting 2 units for 1 person. And we really like those, but they take about an hour to on the bus. And then if they're double reds, that has to be every 112 days. The platelets, which are for the cancer people, are every 7 days. Is really like them. And then the plasmas are every 28 days. And we keep track. That's another reason for somebody to get deferred. If they come on that 55th day, the computer is going to say, no way, you have to wait another day. It's just very strict with it, which is good. It's not a bad thing, but it tends to be a little nerve-wracking, but it's okay.
So, Pat, when is this all going to happen?
This is going to happen Thursday from 10:30 to 3:30.
Okay, so just when you drive in off Jennings Road, just look for the big red bus, I guess, huh?
That's right.
That's it. And we'll put signs out on Jennings Road to guide the people in too. So.
Mhm. And we've advertised on Facebook too.
Yeah, well, I think this is wonderful. And again, Pat, hats off to you guys, because, you know, whether the pictures that you shot last week of the Easter egg hunt, my goodness, those were absolutely adorable. And it shows how inclusive you are at Harbor Place.
That's correct. We had so much fun, and the residents had a lot of fun. They enjoyed with the kids coming in and searching for the eggs. It was a good time.
Now you got to tell me the truth. Did Joe DiCarlo actually sneak in and get some of those eggs?
Oh, well, you know what? He did.
To tell anybody.
Well, we're talking behind your back, Joe.
Hey, Greg, we have another great event coming up in May too.
Oh yeah, tell us about it.
We are having our a benefit for the Southeast Florida Honor Flight. It's a veterans breakfast, pancake breakfast from 7:30 to 9:30 with a minimum donation of $10. The last time we had this breakfast, which is about 2 years ago, we raised enough money to send 2 veterans to Washington.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. We just got the word from the other in-laws in Spokane. Our grandson is going with his grandpa to Washington, D.C. on an honor flight from Spokane.
Oh,
that young man is an amazing kid. And boy, is he going to be inspired when he gets to go to DC. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And for folks who are just out driving around, if you have never been on an honor flight, somehow figure out a way to do it. It is an amazing experience. And I actually, is anybody invited to the breakfast, the fundraising breakfast?
Yes, everyone is invited. Come and join us. It's a wonderful breakfast. It's a great cause. The food is wonderful.
Yep. Remember that. And again, what day is that in May?
That's Wednesday, May 18th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Come and join us.
7:30 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Can't you move it back to noon? That's when
That
I
would be
wake
lunch.
No, that sounds great. And you know, we hope the people really come out, you know, and hopefully you can fund more than, you know, just 2 this time. I think.
Yeah, I would love to be able
that.
I would love to be able to do that.
Yep, that would be absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But this week is the big red bus, huh?
Yes, and we're excited about that too.
Well, Joe, how many people are you expecting through there?
I think, Pat, yesterday I saw 4 appointments, which usually we tend to double that or even triple it. So hopefully 12 to 15, and it would be a great turnout. And to tie this into the honor flight, get tons of veterans. It's amazing, the veterans that we get.
Whoops.
You
still there, Joe? Yep.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. Go ahead.
Okay. We get the veterans up from the World War II guys, all the way into the Iraq guys, and even people in these veterans. And so they're an amazing group. And story about that. We run a drive-in Savannah club every 60 days, 56 days, and there's a gentleman, and he's got to be close to 95 years old. He's a World War II guy, and his son brings him every time. And the bus has 3 steps. And he walks up to the bus in his walker, and he climbs those steps. It's not easy. And I say to him, do you need help? No, I want to do this by myself. This is something I do by myself. And he's a 60-gallon donor. So he's donated 60 gallons in his lifetime, this guy. And there's stories like that all the time with these veterans. It's amazing.
Well, see, I was going to ask you, is there an age ceiling for donating blood? And obviously there isn't, huh?
No, you have to be 16. That's the limit on the bottom end. 16 with parent permission. 17, you don't need a parent permission. And then as you could be up to 100 if you're healthy enough to give. And people that we defer or deferred, they are so angry that they can't help and donate blood. I've never seen anything like it. It's just a cool thing to see, and we appreciate it. And these 16-year-olds, there's another story. I was over at Bass Pro doing a blood drive, and this young girl was walking in with her mom and dad, and her mom was behind her with this big smile on her face. And the young girl came up to me and she said, "How old do you have to be to donate?" And I said, 16. And she says, "Well, I'm 16. And I looked at the mom. I said, "Are you her mom?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "You give permission?" She said, "Yeah." She says she saw the bus and just felt the need to donate.
That's wonderful.
That's truly amazing, and
yep.
I think the one thing that may be kind of an impetus behind a lot of stuff that's going on now. You see what's going on in Ukraine and how much they need. But we also do with whether it's traffic accidents or some of the craziness that's going on in the big city.
Joe, how did One Blood get started, or how did that happen? I mean, how did the big red bus evolve?
As far as what I know, this is a group of companies that decided to get together. There was 3 companies donations, and about 7 years ago, and I don't know the names of them offhand, but they all met one day and they said, "Why are we in competition with each other? Why don't we just join together and do this together?" And they did, and that's how the name One, because they became one, and then of course blood. That's with the One Blood. How they became together, and then it just took off from there. With the 3 companies together, we have like 70 offices they can go to donate up and down the East Coast, and by June, we even not that we put the Red Cross out of business, but we actually donate for them because they said, "Well, why are we out there? We'll just, if you guys are willing to donate for us, give us the blood." And we said yes. When there's emergencies and stuff, we run the buses out there, and the blood goes to the Red Cross for the emergencies. So it's neat. And then we keep expanding. Our labs are top notch because we have to run all the blood through labs, and they're all state of the art the way they do it. And the funny thing, it's not funny, but we are actually not for profit, and we have all these state of the art stuff. It's amazing. They really take that and to heart that they're not for profit, because they put it all back in, and everything is. They walk into the bus, even if you don't donate, and just see what we can do on that bus. And everything that we do, charge the hospital, and that money comes back to us and goes back into the company.
One of our young Floridians is in the Air Force ROTC that we were judging in the athletic category. And he was saying that their ROTC unit went and gave blood from their high school. So I think that's absolutely phenomenal. Because there again, you've got youngsters that are in really, really good shape. And Joe, I don't know. I think we've lost you there. Go, hey, Pat, I know you're still on.
I'm here.
There you go. Well,
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there he goes.
Yep. Yeah, we sort of get you.
I heard the ROTC. Our biggest donor class are high schools.
Wow.
25% of our donations come from the schools. And over at Port St. Lucie High School, the ROTC runs the donation, the blood drive, and we're there 3 times a year. And those kids have everything. That's the easiest drive that we ever do, because we sit there and the first sergeant there, he just directs those kids, and it's pretty neat. We get close to. We do Treasure Coast High School, which is the medical program there, to HOSA. We do every high school in St. Lucie County and in Martin County. And I'm sure down south, which is not my territory, we do them down there too.
Have you done any of the college?
We do IRSC. We don't per se do colleges, but we go in for like their groups that they have, their organizations they have. So we'll hook up them and park a bus there, and we do okay there. But the high school kids are amazing to me. My first one I went to, I just sat there. Holy cow!
Well, it's very interesting. Last Saturday, we had the award ceremonies for the Young Floridians. So the category winners found out, actually who won. And the lady that we had was truly an amazing person. GPA was 5.6 weighted.
Wow.
And ridiculous. But there was another lady, I think out of Treasure Coast, who donated over 1,000 hours of community service. I'm sitting there going, ours donated 600 hours. And I'm sitting there because I even asked her when we were interviewing her, I said, when do you sleep? It's like with because all these kids are honor students, or, they're dual enrolled at the college, and you just think, my gosh. And the one that donated the 1,000 hours, her GPA was over 6.
Wow.
GPA. Ridiculous. I mean, and obviously the community service hours had something to do with that. But you are right, Joe. These kids, especially the ROTC kids, and again, you're talking really disciplined kids that, would be big in your blood drives.
Yes. And it's comforting to know that there are kids out there like that, right? That we know that it's not all bad out there. There's more good than bad.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The future is definitely bright. I'll tell you, it certainly is. There's no doubt about it. Pat?
Hey, Joe, what's the procedure? I mean, if somebody's a little shy about giving blood and a little nervous about doing it, can you kind of walk through that?
Well, that's because I'm usually at the drives. We have somebody like me there. It's either me or I'm an account rep, and then we have what we call recruiters. Our job to actually help them, talk to them, tell them they're going to be okay. I usually, I say it doesn't hurt, and give it a try. And then the biggest concern is the needle. My brother, for instance, is deathly scared of needles, and he just refuses to do it. So there's nothing, you cannot force somebody to do something when they're like that.
Right.
For trying, I hear a lot of people say, you don't want my blood, and I'll say, why, is it green or something? And then conversation, and I'll say
How long does it take?
we take the longest part is the physical, the actual blood from the needle insertion to the end is about 10 minutes.
Oh.
We have some
Wow.
people that are that keep come back and they'll
Joe, we lost you again.
get out of. Are you there?
Yeah, we got to get you a new hand crank phone.
This is computer.
Are
How
you
about
back,
now?
Are you back on your flip phone or something?
It's the state of our computer I have. But it's about a half hour for whole blood. Platelets are about an hour and a half because platelets they're taking it out and putting back in. And red is also about an hour. So we're
So we're a normal blood draw then. Wow, Pat, that's not all that bad. 10 minutes, that wouldn't be bad.
No, it's the physical part, the physicals and the questions that take so long. But we can't get around that because that's FDA.
Okay, you mentioned iron. What's that all about?
Iron is a component of your blood that's very important. It actually can tell the levels of blood in your system, and it has to be at a certain level. I believe it's 12.5 in order for us to draw, because if we're taking blood out, we have to leave you with a certain amount of iron in there so that you don't pass higher than if you were to go to the doctors and have your iron checked. The normal range is lower, but for us it's to be higher because we're taking that blood out, and until that blood replenishes, which takes about 24 to 48 hours, you still have to have that certain amount of iron left in your body. And very important, we tell people not to smoke before their blood drive, before their blood donation, and drink coffee. That affects their iron level, believe it or not. Yeah. So if you're going to donate, Pat, you might want to tell the people on Thursday, don't smoke before or don't drink coffee.
Okay.
Wow.
Too, huh?
Yeah, coffee affects it. Yeah, we have a lot of deferrals, and then they'll say, well, I had a cup of coffee today, and you can't do it. They'll have to wait. Yeah.
How long do they have to wait if they did have coffee?
About 24 hours next day.
Oh, wow.
It's not convenient because we're not there, the next day. So we, they can always find a place because we're always somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But like you guys, we're right there, which is nice.
Wow, I've never heard that about coffee. Smoking, I can certainly understand, but coffee is, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's so much I didn't know either, and I wouldn't know unless I was doing this. But yeah, that's one of them. And you can't be on blood thinners. We don't want you on blood thinners because that could turn into something bad. So we hope people are honest with us and say they're on blood thinners. The older folks mainly for that.
Well, now Plavix supposedly is a real mild blood thinner. So if you were on something like that, you cannot donate blood?
No, for fear of bleeding out, because we're taking all that blood from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We would. Yeah. So maybe Wednesday night, tell Chef Pat Red Bulls.
Sorry, Joe, you cut out.
Thursday night or Wednesday night for dinner, red meat and vegetables.
Red meat and vegetables. Okay.
And no coffee in the morning.
Oh, that would kill me.
Yeah,
I know,
stand
right?
in line, Pat. Oh, brother. Yeah, and I remember seeing Joe's coffee cup. So he's got the one that's bigger than a thermos.
Yeah. Joe holds back on the, Joe makes sure he's the first one when it's time for him to donate so I can get my coffee.
Yeah. That would be me. I would have to be the early bird.
So again, what are the hours, Pat?
It's from 10:30 to 3:30 on April 21st, Thursday.
All right. So all of you driving around, put that date in your memory bank and head on over there. And no coffee and certainly no smoking on your way over to the Red Bus at Harbor Place.
But have a good breakfast and drink water. Water makes your veins more elastic for the blood to flow out too. That's when we do the kids in high school, we actually give them breakfast and we give them a bottle of water before they get on the bus. And it works.
Well, that sounds good. Pat and I mean, if you, I think Pat, maybe Chateaubriand, something like that for breakfast that Joe could buy. I think that would be very nice.
Well, we do give out gifts. Everybody's going to get a shirt and an e-gift card for $20 if you donate.
Wow.
We give out, yeah. Yeah, we missed we had the tumblers last week for Easter and the e-gift card, and we're back to the shirts and e-gift card. During the winter, we give out blankets, which are really nice fleece blankets. And we always give out the e-gift card. You get $20, which are nice. And then they holidays, they'll pick a holiday. St. Patrick's Day, we did a St. Patrick's Day shirt. So there's always we're always giving you something too.
That's really nice.
Yeah. My favorite is when we do a bar or a restaurant, we'll do a pint for a pint. That might be for you, Greg.
Oh my. Yeah. A pint for a pint. Sure. Yeah, well, funny. Might be better if you had Guinness there,
Well, if the bar that we're doing is Guinness, you get a free Guinness.
Oh.
They did a pint for a pint, but their pint was a pint of ice cream that they gave away.
Go? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's good. Do a lot of people come to you, Joe, to get the big red bus there at their companies, or?
Well, that's part of what you were kind enough to call me first, I think, right? You had called me a while ago.
Yes.
And usually I'm part of my job is to go out and find places to do the blood drive. And when I was in my previous life, there was a lot of rejection. And in this life, when I asked somebody or a business to do a blood drive, maybe 90% of the people say yes. It's just kind of cool. They always say, "Well, it's a good cause," and I say, "Yeah," and they sign up. So it's nice. The rejection is less, I guess you can say. And then people like you call, and then we also have a website, which I should mention is oneblood.org. And people can go on there and schedule an appointment. It'll tell you where we're going to be. You can go right in there and schedule your appointment. And also, if you're a business, they'll email directly.
So if a business wants to get the big red bus out there, I mean, is there a charge for the business?
No. absolutely not. No charge at all. There's no charge for anything that we do. And just call or send me, go through oneblood.org or send me an email or like I did, Pat called me. And we get on it and we schedule it and we do it.
So Joe, if somebody wants to come out on Thursday here to Harbor Place and they want to schedule an appointment, they would go to oneblood.org?
Yep, or they can walk in. We take walk-ins. The appointment is like for you, we know there's 4 appointments. That's mainly for me to be able to monitor. We go to places where they come up with 51 appointments or 50 appointments. So we know we need 2 buses for that. If you were over 20 in your appointments, we would start to figure out where the closest bus, and we tell them to be ready. It gets backed up. We pull up the bus, and we'll have 2 buses there. The worst thing for me is to wait around that we're not ready for you or the bus is full. I don't feel comfortable. It's not that I don't feel comfortable, but I'd rather people come out there, have a good experience with us, and get on the bus. And the people on the bus are nice. They like to joke around, make it, nice and comfortable for them. And somebody waiting around, that's not it, So when we start to see the appointments piling up, we'll get another bus out there, and that way they're right in and out real quick. So, but they can make an appointment, or they can just pop up, come in. We take walk-ins.
And if there's a wait, you can always come into Harbor Place and tour our beautiful community.
Go. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's yeah. As a matter of fact, Jack told me that Pat will have a gigantic hook at the front door of the bus and reel them in. Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing that Pat, you guys are always so open. I mean, a person can walk in anytime and get a tour of Harbor Place.
That's correct. You can. 7 days a week.
That's
give awesome. A pint and get a tour.
Yes, give a pint, get a tour.
Get a tour.
I like it. I like it. That's a good slogan. Yeah. Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah. That's amazing. So for a business owners driving around, if they want to do this from point A to point B, how long does it take to schedule a red bus coming out to your business?
As soon as they contact me, we can schedule it right then and there. It doesn't take long. The problem right now, April is pretty much full and done. May is getting there. We can squeeze people in May and June. If it needs to be in April, I've been known to call. The problem is the scheduling the buses. Once they get scheduled and then they're staffed. But I've been able one time. I actually it was a week, and I called my boss and she said, "Let's make it happen." And they did above with the buses, and they called me back and said, "Yep, we can get us there." So we scheduled it. So we try to give at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance to schedule it, only because of the bus being, the bus is out every day and getting staff and all that. But you call me and I'll look on my calendar on my computer, and you give me a day and a time, and it's there. And we provide all the posters.
Well, Joe, how do folks get in touch with you?
They can call me 772-224-3776. Am I still there?
Yep. There.
Or I got an email is Joseph, JOSEP DeCarlo, DECARLO @oneblood.org. Or you can go right on our website, oneblood.org. and there's a spot there that says schedule a drive, and put in all the information. And if it's in my territory, it'll come right to me. So there's all kinds. There's 3 ways, or you can visit us in our Port St. Lucie branch, which is located in the Publix on Prima Vista. And there's also one on A1A, I believe is where it is.
That's neat. Okay. So how many buses do you have floating around the Treasure Coast?
Out of the Port St. Lucie office, we have 4, sometimes 5. And then Stewart has their own, and they have 2 or 3. And these buses are out every day. Every day we're able to find the spot and put them. If we're not doing what Pat's doing is we call a structured drive. If we're not doing a structured drive, we're in like Publix, we're in Sam's Club, up in Fort Pierce, we're in Walmart up there. Where else? We're in Target, we're in Big Lots, Bell's. These businesses and these property owners are kind enough to let us park our bus there, so it's nice. We're all over the place.
That's neat, Joe. This is really really phenomenal. But Pat, again, the blood drive. What time is it again at Harbor Place?
It's 10:30 to 3:30.
That's great. And Pat, do you have a lot of residents who are going to be donating blood?
We have a few residents that have signed up here to donate.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
And we, I got some other RSVPs for you, Joe, too, from, we did an email blast to all our professionals out there and to some prospects out there. And we got some responses back that they're going to come and donate some blood. So we're excited about that.
And that's how it works. That's nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and what a cause. I mean, just an absolutely phenomenal cause.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, so that's this Thursday, the big red bus. And then next month, though, that's the biggie, your breakfast for the honor flights. Again, what day is that again?
That's Wednesday, May 18th from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30.
Boy.
And it's a full breakfast buffet featuring our pancake station.
Well, I know Joe will be there.
Always never pass up a buffet.
Yeah, you haven't changed at all. Well, and I suppose, Joe, going onto that Harbor Place campus, you're not going to get lost going in there, right?
No, I was there 2 weeks ago, Pat, dropping off the posters.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually was the second time that I've been back there since I moved on.
Yeah, well, you were there down at the other center for a long time.
Yes.
15 years.
How many?
Yeah. 15.
Wow.
15. Yeah.
15 years. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, that's where we first met years ago. Yeah. Wow.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
I met a lot of people there. And, it was nice. It's still nice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the one thing that's really good, and I know Jack talks about this all the time, Pat, is, and you're an example of this too, is the continuity that you have at Harbor Place that most places do not have.
That's very true. I've been here for 13 years in June. I can't believe it either. But it really is. It's been wonderful. And Jack's an awesome director.
Well, and the thing that is intriguing, and he's brought this out several times, the fact that you know, you're not a big corporation. I think really suits you guys real well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we've been here for 21 years. And we're privately owned. We do have 43 properties throughout the United States. We have 4 in Florida, 1 in Fort Lauderdale, 1 in Orlando, 1 in Ocala, and Port St. Lucie.
Yeah. And what truly amazes me is walking in there and seeing familiar faces all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
And it's a beautiful place. It hasn't declined at all, to be honest with you. I mean, I haven't been in for years, and it's beautiful. It's kept beautiful. It's I always, when I worked over at Life Care, I'd like to live at Harbor Place myself.
And the renovations they've done, the remodel, Joe, I'll have to show you when you're here. It's absolutely gorgeous what they've done.
You just feel it when you walk in, and you still do. I mean, I still did when I walked in there. So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a neat experience. And of course, Joe, being from Life Care for all those years, it is a true, you get a campus feel when you walk on there. And that's what I think is so neat.
Right. And we always, I know when I was there, that's the one thing we always tried to stress. That
and I know, Pat, I think what you continually stress, and it's so unique here in Florida, is a continuum of care.
Yes.
From Harbor Place to Life Care. And I think that's phenomenal.
And I really think we're the only ones that have the independent, assisted, and skilled rehab on the same campus.
Yeah, a lot can be said for that. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. So again, the blood drive is this week, right?
Yes, Thursday, 10:30 to 3:30.
All right. The Big Red Bus is going to be at Harbor Place, and it's this Thursday, 10:30 to 3:30. And I would imagine, Joe, if folks are stacked up there, ready to go in, you're not going to close the door at 3:30, right?
Oh, never. No, we get everybody on there. We would never do that. And if you have any doubt that we don't want your blood, we want your blood, come on the bus and we'll check it. We'll let you know. And 9 times out of 10, you're good to go. So don't be afraid.
Wow, that's good stuff. That really is. And going back to the breakfast again, the Honor Flight fundraiser again in May, Pat?
May 18th, Wednesday, May 18th, 7:30 to 9:30.
Awesome.
Minimum donation of $10.
That's all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, folks. Let's pack the place.
Yes, come out. Send a veteran to Washington.
That's it. That sounds phenomenal. And during the summer months, I heard some scurrilous rumors about another full contact bingo game going on there.
Oh, yes, we're going to have our summer bingo. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun.
What is full contact bingo?
It's community bingo. We invite the community to join our residents, and we have a large bingo.
Okay.
And I think the one big thing, Pat, that, in the waning days of this pandemic, hopefully, is you're open for business. I mean, folks can come in there. Your new back room for community groups, that is open now, right?
That's correct. It is. Mm-hmm.
So if a community group is listening they would call you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so how do they do that?
They would call me at 772-337-4330 and ask for Pat.
Boy, that sounds great. And again, as Jack has talked about, that room is on the backside. You don't have to walk through the facility, although Pat would be there to give you a tour if you'd like. I think that's really, really neat. It really is.
It is.
I think the other thing that you have managed to do is be very open inside for your residents during this pandemic.
Yes, we were very, very blessed. We were able to continue with activities, social distancing. The residents weren't locked up in their rooms and their apartments. They were outside, out and about the community. So, we even had one of our residents' hairdressers shut down her beauty shop one day, and we bussed our residents there at different times to get their hair done.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, you used to have a barber shop in there. Are you going to be doing that again?
Yes, we do. And it's open now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was only during the pandemic when everything was closed.
I may have to come in there and get a haircut. Yeah.
While you're at the buffet.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, you know me too well. I wasn't going to say that I was going to sneak into the restaurant. So once again, we're short on time, but the blood drive is this week. Is that correct, Pat?
That's correct. It's Thursday, April 21st from 10:30 to 3:30, Harbor Place at Port St. Lucie. Come out and donate.
That's great. Joe, thank you so much at One Blood and for everything you guys do. And again, it seems like every place I drive, I seem to see a red bus.
That's the goal. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
You bet. And
I appreciate it. Thanks, Pat.
And Pat, good job setting all of this up. And, with everything else that's going down. And again, boy, May 18, folks, the Honor Flight Breakfast.
Yes.
Be there. No reservations needed, right? Just show up. Well, and show up with money, right?
Yes.
Let's send some vets up to that magnificent thing. It is. It's truly amazing. So, Pat, thank you so much. Joe, thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Nice talking with you again. It's been too long. So let's get together. All right. You've been listening.
Thank you, Joe.
Never Alone from Harbor Place, right here on WPSL Port St. Lucie. Talk to the Treasure Coast, webcaster to the world.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. The federal mask mandate for public transportation is no more.